Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Charles Sabans. I want to welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamers Pro Show. We're covering everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see it. And today we got another episode of that we're going to be talking about that damn Nick Wright. But before we even get into it, please make sure you like the video and stuff. Let's just go ahead and get into this topic here. We're going to be talking about that damn Nick Wright. Nick Wright is at it again. All right, he is at it again. Nick Wright cannot be stopped. He is just all over the place, twerking it up, knocking over drinks, slapping people with honey up and down the hallway. He tried to slap Chris Broussard with honey. He dodged it. Kevin Wiles, he tried to slap him with the honey. He slapped the jar out of his hand. Nick Wright is just running rampant all over the place. What am I talking about right now? Nick Wright, once again, is trying to do a typical Nick Wright move where he looks for a way to create some type of excuse for LeBron going into another season. And his new target, because there must always be a target, is general manager Rob Pelinka. What am I referring to? As you guys know, the dust is settling on NBA free agency. The big fishes have kind of moved on. Paul George has moved on. Klay Thompson has moved on. Donovan Mitchell re-signed with the Cavaliers, I think, for 3 years for what? $150 million. All of the big chess pieces are pretty much off the board, right? With a few others left. DeMar DeRozan is out there. So today I tuned into a segment of First Things First. They're on there and they're discussing what led Klay Thompson to go with the Dallas Mavericks over the Los Angeles Lakers. And Nick Wright is making his argument about taxes and all of these other things. And then he gets to the point which was where he was trying to go all along, which was the reason that the Lakers are not getting all of these good pieces is because of the ineptitude of general manager Rob Pelinka. So while he's on there saying all of his usual nonsense, Kevin Wiles, if you ever see this video, you keep it up, man, because I love the fact that you do this, because somebody must stop Nick Wright. Kevin Wiles is sitting there. He just listening to Nick. He listening to Nick. He listening to Nick. He's like he's downloading the nonsense. He listening. And then finally, Kevin Wiles sits up and pretty much KOs Nick Wright with two questions. And after he asked Nick Wright those questions, Nick had absolutely nothing to say. Those are the comments that we want to focus on today. But before we even get to what Kevin Wiles had to say to the ridiculous Nick Wright, this video is brought to you by our sponsor, Game Time. Game Time is an authorized ticket marketplace of Major League Baseball, which makes getting tickets faster and easier. For example, I am super excited about the upcoming MLB games. With Game Time tickets, I can easily pick the best tickets for me. I love that I can choose between different deals. I have the option to select the cheaper deal, the best option deal, or my favorite, the flash deal. The flash deal gives me the option to find discounts that I can only find on Game Time. Once I select the ticket I want, I can view my seat. And it's not just restricted to baseball. I can also look for the best ticket deals for other sports like football, the NBA, concerts, comedy, or other theater shows. Included in my purchase, I also have a 24-hour return guarantee, a lowest price guarantee, event cancellation protection. So take the guesswork out of buying MLB tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code CLNS for $20 off your first purchase. Again, create an account and redeem code CLNS for $20 off. And remember, whenever you support this sponsor, you're supporting this channel. Thank you. So what we want to do now is want to play exactly what Kevin Wiles had to say to Nick Wright as he was getting ready to just basically pour honey all over the table. So take a listen to that here, and I'm going to come back and react to those comments. Take a listen.
And maybe also, by the way, maybe if all things were equal, he still maybe would have rather Dallas. Who knows? But this idea that the Lakers were able to offer him 4 for $80, they weren't. And as far as the other things the Lakers had going for it, you mocked me yesterday. I do not care.
Don't say it.
Well, I don't know. Here's what Michael Thompson said yesterday on the radio when he was asked about congratulating Klay for going with the Mavs. So here's my question, Wilds. I'm going to ask it because you called it a Rob Pelinka roast session, and I don't mean for that to be the case, but I have a question. What does he do?
Rob Pelinka?
Yeah, what does he do? And what evidence do we have that whatever he does, he's good at it? That's my question.
He won a championship.
Okay, so
He built a team that you always seem to pick.
What do you mean?
I mean, when you pick them over Denver, and
I picked
you're
them.
very optimistic about the team that Rob Pelinka's the GM.
If they had beaten Denver, you probably were going to pick them to win it all.
I picked beforehand.
If they beat Denver,
I
you would have
said
picked
on
Dallas
the
to
show
beat
that
them?
I thought the Lakers would be out of gas if they beat Denver.
So you heard what Kevin Wiles had to say. And what he said, I believe, was absolutely masterful. Why? Nick Wright is up to something. And what Nick Wright and some people in media are doing is they're beginning to plant an excuse, as they always seem to do. And the new excuse is not that the Lakers aren't good enough to compete in the West. No. The excuse is going to be the Lakers don't have enough pieces to compete in the West. That's just another roundabout way of saying they're not good. But there must be some blame to go around for them not being good, because it just can't be that they're not good. And what they're trying to do is they're trying to now pinpoint who the scapegoat is going to be for at least the first half of the season. And that person is going to be Rob Pelinka. But then Kevin Wiles did something that I thought was absolutely brilliant. He said, "You've been complaining about this for God knows how long, but you've still picked the Lakers. You've said how poor of a job that he's done, yet you still pick the Lakers." And if you listen carefully, Chris Broussard said, well, if he's as bad as you say he is, he helped build a team that won a championship. And Nick Wright ran out of honey, basically, at that point. There was nothing left in the jar. Some of you watching the show, why do I keep referring to honey? Some of y'all, why does he keep referring to honey? Well, if you guys are wondering why I keep referring to honey, I think honey is essentially the ingredient that some zealots, this zealot section of the Lebron fan club, they use to essentially twerk it up all over the place, knock over everybody's drinks, basically cause a ruckus, waking up people, just kicking through doors, just doing all kind of madness. And I'm referring to the time where LeBron said, if you see me wrestling with a bear, pray for the bear. And then Shannon Sharp jumped up out of nowhere talking about, and I'm going to pour some honey. Good Lord. Oh, my God. It was like, yo, I'm going to pour some honey on you, go. And people like, hey, yo, pause. Like, yo, what are you talking about? Like, what are you doing? Anyway, so that's where I got that from. Nick Wright was attempting to do that. And my thing is, if you're going to be complaining, you've been still picking his team. As a matter of fact, you thought that, if y'all remember correctly, this terrible Rob Pelinka, he thought that the Lakers were good enough to beat the Nuggets. As a matter of fact, Nick Wright was saying that the Lakers should go play the Nuggets. You remember that? You remember those people? Yeah, I think the Lakers, they should go ahead. Yeah, I think they should go ahead and play the Nuggets now. You know, I think if you need to beat a team, you need to beat them immediately. And some of us are sitting back like, yo, hold up. If your goal is trying to get to the championship, why would you go through this? Why would you want to place the team that has the highest likelihood of beating you? Well, because we didn't think it through. But nevertheless, we want to do it. Nick Wright was among those people waving his torch in the air like a madman in the woods, talking about he believes that the Lakers should go play the Denver Nuggets. It was this Nick Wright. Last time I checked, it was the same general manager, right? So Kevin Wiles, we thank you. We thank you for doing what you did in that set. It was just fantastic because you were able to neutralize all of the twerking that Nick Wright was getting ready to do. But you guys pay attention to this. It is July, 4th? 3rd. You pay attention to this. They're going to try to create this as a new agenda that Rob Pelinka is the problem. You bet your bottom dollar on that. These are my thoughts. Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. We catch you on the next show. Peace.